First thing that I want you guys to know is, as far as going through these formulas, what we're basically doing is, if you guys go and take a look at this, if we're going to evaluate, remember guys, we evaluated angles on the unit circle. Like for instance, tangent of pi over 3. We can find the tangent of pi over 3, right? Take the y coordinate over the x coordinate based on the unit circle. But we don't have any point on the unit circle that we talked about with pi over 12 or negative pi over 12, right? Correct? So what the sum and difference formulas allow us to do is to evaluate without using a calculator, because we could always type this into our calculator, but then we're going to get an approximate answer because we're going to have decimals and we're going to have to round. So if our quiz, which will happen, is going to ask for the exact answer, we cannot go ahead and use our calculator and round. We're going to need to work this out algebraically. So what the sum and difference formulas allow us to do is rewrite our angle as terms of the addition or subtraction of two angles. So would you guys agree with me that 3 pi over 12 minus 4 pi over 12 is equivalent to negative pi over 12? Do you guys agree with that? Same. Now, I will tell you guys, for your tests and quizzes, you're not going to have to create these two angles. I will give you the sum or the difference, OK? So you're not going to have to figure that out. However, on your quiz, on your homework, though, that is one thing it does ask. So now you guys can see that basically we have the subtraction or the difference of two angles. So based on my formulas that you are provided, all right, we can just go ahead and write in using the difference formula, which would be tangent of u minus tangent of v all over 1 plus tangent of u tangent of v, if I have that memorized correctly. Good. So that's the formula you're provided. You don't need to memorize it. All we need to make sure teach you guys how to do is, oh, I'm doing a tangent problem off the bat? Wow. Oops. Didn't really mean to do this right off the bat. Sorry here. I guess we'll get this run. We'll get this one right off the bat. I was planning on doing a sine first one or a cosine. But all right, so here's our formula. The next thing we want to do is identify our u and our v. Do you guys agree that as far as my u minus my v, that 3 pi over 12 is u and 4 pi over 12 is v, right? But we could also simplify those, couldn't we? We could rewrite this as pi over 4 and pi over 3. Wouldn't you guys agree? Those could be reduced, right? So in reality, we'll call u pi over 4 and v pi over 3. So now all I'm simply going to do is plug them into my formula. So it's going to be the tangent of pi over 4 minus the tangent of pi over 3 all over 1 plus the tangent of pi over 4 times the tangent of pi over 3. All right. So now we need to evaluate for the tangent. So going back to that first quadrant of the unit circle, we have three angles that we're dealing with: pi over 6, pi over 4, and pi over 3. Do you guys agree with me? Those are the 2 points based on that unit circle right there, right? So pi over 3, I know it's written on the board over there. But pi over 3, if I want to find the tangent of pi over 3, that's equal to the y coordinate over the x coordinate, which is square root of 3 over 2 divided by 1/2, which simplifies to the square root of 3. So I can just replace my tangent of pi over 4 with square root of 3. And then the tangent of pi over 4, I could write that out, guys. But anytime you have something divided by itself, doesn't matter how complicated it is, that's always going to equal 1. So I'm just going to replace square root of 3 for tangent of, tangent of pi over 4 is 1. Tangent of pi over 3 is square root of 3 divided by 1 plus tangent of pi over 4 is 1 times tangent of square root of 3. So that's going to really be 1 times the square root of 3. But guys, do I really need to write 1 times square root of 3?
Yes.
Well, let's not. Oh, look. I have something that's kind of similar to what we did over there. Right? Very, very similar. So now what I'm going to need to do then is to get my radical off my denominator, I'm going to need to rationalize the denominator. OK? So by rationalizing the denominator, up top I get 1 minus 2 square root of 3 minus 3. Down below, I get 1 minus 3. OK, and obviously I'll simplify this here in just a second. I just wanted to kind of show you guys that. So that's me doing FOIL. Do you guys see how I got negative 2? It's really negative square root of 3 minus square root of 3, which is negative 2 square root of 3. And then here the middle terms canceled out. Again, if you get stuck, if you guys want to do your FOIL on the side paper just to make sure, that's perfectly fine. But then I can simplify this to 1 minus negative 3 is negative 2 minus 2 square root of 3 divided by negative 2. Therefore, now I can divide the negative 2 into both of those, and I get 1 plus the square root of 3. And there you go. That's it. So there's kind of 3 parts to these problems.